I'm Cleo Buster. I'm a local resident. We recently found out that a large retaining wall is going to be being built in Smalls Creek Ravine, running from where the dog park starts all the way to the other end. And then there's going to be a rerouting of the existing stream into a much, much larger culvert.
My name is Mitch Robertson. I'm a visual artist, but I also live on the north side of the ravine. One of my passions is the ravine itself. This project is to wrap 267 ribbons around trees. Apparently 267 trees are at risk of being cut down and removed on this bank behind me, which, of course means the entire root structure and everything else is gone. But visually it's a huge change for the ravine. We would lose, in some cases, 90, 100-year-old trees. So the ribbons will represent a visual impact of what we would see change over the next year or so.
My name is Michael Turk. I'm a local resident of this area south of the Danforth. For many years there's been work and conversation about the GO Rail expansion. There's been groups involved and conversations happening with our councillors and our NPPs, but that information has not spread to the community. And we ask questions about, what's going to happen in specifics? And it's silence. No one can tell us. I find that very frustrating. Whether what happens here is good or bad, I don't know, but I think I should be able to be an informed citizen, to speak correctly to the municipality and Metrolinx as an entity about my opinion. But when Metrolinx doesn't inform the community,
I think that the biggest thing is that we had no idea that the fourth track was going to have this type of impact. We're in no way against the fourth track. We actually think it's great. We want to get people not driving into the downtown, so we need this kind of public transportation. But without the information, we're just guessing. And the only document that sort of said how many trees are coming down was a voluntary report submitted to the TCRA. And that's where we've gotten this number of 267. Do these trees really need to come down? Does the culvert really need to be rerouted in such a significant manner? And we just don't know because the information has not been forthcoming.
What we are worried about is the total destruction, I suppose. Even if 267 trees were to go in, they will be saplings. I think there's a short-term thinking to the project. To get a job done, the destruction is somehow necessary. Behind me, there's probably 10 trees here that have been here longer than the houses have been. That root structure is keeping the soil erosion. It is doing what a expensive retaining wall would have to do instead. Frankly, it does it better. It's done it well for this long. It helps prevent the mudslide that's going to fill in what remains of the creek. It's not a giant riverbed, but it is a water source for, animals. It's just part of the drainage system that exists here.
It's a park that's used by so many people in the neighborhood. People walk their dogs through it. Local schools come here as field trip opportunities. And I think that living in Toronto, we are extremely lucky to have these small little expanses which are like a big forest, and in the summer it's totally covered in green. And the kids love playing. I asked my children this morning, why do you like the ravine? We like the mud. We like to go wading in the stream. We need more transportation, but I really hope that there's a way to, save something like this and have both.
there's a TRCA document which explains 267 trees will be removed. It has started a community coming together and starting to ask real questions. So I'm very hopeful that us coming together, independent voices, will create a little bit of change and hold some of our decision makers accountable to our community space and influence it in a way that can be best for our community.
Oh, I got, this was kind of fun too. Shelley, who was